when you correlate it, you will see that intimate partner violence usually occurs under a state of intoxication, when you're in an altered state where you really are out of control. Because human nature is such that if someone calls you a moron, you kind of like, you don't like it, but you kind of let it go. If someone says something like, calls you like ugly, like real ugly, you kind of let it go if you think. But then if someone calls you like something when you're under a state of intoxication, or says something to you, or does like something passive aggressive, or presses the wrong button. Now calling a person ugly, it's like, is you like ugly as in the Webster Dictionary #2 in ugly indeed? Everybody has hot button, and as we do know, that's why it's called intimate. When you're intimate with somebody, you know the other person's hot button, the cold buttons, way to touch them where it feels good, and way to touch them where it feels bad, both physically, mentally, all kind of different ways. So if you look at this statistically, if you look at correlation between the amount of alcohol involved and the intimate partner violence, you will see a clear, glaring connection. Both of y'all have consumed alcohol. And when you involve alcohol, you even have the police. First thing they check for is alcohol, because alcohol, you're in an altered state of mind. You are like a different kind of, somebody calls you ugly and you is really like exceedingly kind of borderline ugly, then you're going to go tipping tap. Because you know, that's why you don't have, we call you're impaired. You're impaired in your judgment. The all controls you. There's no more control over there. Because alcohol takes away your control, your ability to, your consciousness. Again, well, who am I to talk about alcohol? Who am I? I'm like the authority of alcohol in consumption status. I have quite essentially, mostly speaking, drunk every kind of alcohol on the planet. So that's how well I know alcohol. But I quit, and quitting was good because it was the source of my problems. This is like an old saying from Ghana, Ghana, Africa. Eh? Ghana, Africa. Where like alcohol will add to your sorrow and multiply your pain and divide your community and subtract your joy. It's like an arithmetical example for kindergarten. And nowadays, alcohol flows a whole lot around romance. You have alcohol wine tasting tours. It's all about all fine. You want to meet a good fan thing. It's all like the whole dating, the whole sexual experience revolves or is married to alcohol. Even the dating, the watering hole, where do you start off with? You want to get some, where do you go to? Do you go to the bar? I haven't, because I don't drink. I haven't drunk for like, I stopped counting. Like people who count If we go back, that's maybe 17 years or so. Yeah, yeah. And it's a really very beneficial thing because, but still, I'm still carrying the sins of past 17 years, which I was under the state of consumption of alcohol. So, if you don't want to experience intimate partner violence, cut the booze. Yeah, cut the booze. The boozily, boozily, boozily booze. Try and, express your sexuality without the need to getting drunk. Yep. I think alcohol is used quite commonly for to help you express yourself without without abandon. In their song like tequila makes your clothes fall off. Yeah, I would like to see your clothes fall off without the tequila too. And likewise meant to use it as a courage spirit. So that's the number one factor. You do not want to experience intimate partner violence. Don't date somebody who like rather drink the friend with Carvio, Jose Carvio, yeah, or especially he isn't friends with Jim Bean or Jim Dean. Certain alcohols, especially higher spirits, like bigger spirits, maybe beers and all, they're like either alcohol. They're going off on a tangent on alcohol. It's one of the worst things that you're going to do is drinking. Is I'm telling you from my experience thing is because most of the bad decisions you're going to make in your life are under the influence. Most of the things that you're going to be found guilty of the legal system are on when you're drunk. You're going to get a DUI. You're going to get intimate. Someone's going to piss you off. Like once I went for this smart recovery. I've been to all the mill programs, all them things. I've been to those programs in the wonderful state of British Columbia, Alberta, and not in Ontario though. But the thing is, I've been through several of them. Like I've been through the works. Like I've spent like years in all kind of programs, as well as self-discovery too, because I'm still being punished for it. We're going to punish you, man. Make an example of him. But unfortunately, nobody knows about the example. Nobody talks about the example of like what all we can do to a person who has been found guilty of intimate partner violence. We can use, like, we can take away all his human rights for the rest of his life because he's a perpetrator of intimate partner violence. And actually speaking, in the end, you bring it all back to it comes back to the government because the government is pimping alcohol. You are collecting hefty excise duty and taxation on this poison of the community. That is the reason why we have intimate partner violence. It's because of the flowing alcohol is the dream that you're sending people. There was once. Why did we have the temperance movement in the USA? In Kansas. Why did we have the temperance movement? What was the fundamental reason why we had the temperance movement in the United States of America? And why was it led by women? It is because of the words that we call it now. Before it was just called like wife beating and like good men turning bad. You become an animal. It's because of the intimate partner violence. That was the fundamental reason. Because that's what alcohol does to you. Like wonderful men, like who was it? Hank Williams, uh, Randy Travis, Mr. Campbell, Gordon Campbell, all them fine singers. You put some whiskey in there. You see the devil dancing, my friend. Yeah. So first of all, is try and have like a human connection without your need to rely on your juice. And second, government you intimate partner violence victim. You need to address alcohol because most people they tolerate each other in many ways. That's what isn't it? It's called he doesn't get upset. If I kick him on his ass in front of his friends, or if I make fun of him, he doesn't get upset at all. Yes, that is fine, but you need to. But under the influence of alcohol is totally different. People like lose it. They can't. Their tolerance level goes down because alcohol is a central nervous system depressant, right? Look at your human physiology, where you have a central nervous system that controls all your nerves, and that is mostly your nerves control your consciousness. So when that is depressed, you make like all kind of stupid things. Working, functioning solely based on your unconscious, like the unconscious, like your subconscious. That is why alcohol used to be used by in the ancient courts of Persia. So the plan was it you want to get to know the way somebody really feels, like truly feel, like a truth serum about certain things. For example, political issues. For example, the matter of intimate partner violence. Okay, you want to get to the bottom of everybody's truthful feelings about the topic called intimate partner violence. So they used to have like very big, like total drunkenness, excess amounts of wine in the evening, and they start talking about this matter, and they keep on drinking now too. So when the more they drink, the more they get they're unable to like contain or like mask their true feelings about a topic, and they speak it out, and then of course it's offensive to each other, but then they sleep it up next day, and then on the next Monday or so they try and come to a solution. Now that they know that how everybody feels about certain things, they try to come to a solution, or they have the truth or the true feelings. That's why in China too, if you're going to do business with people, they make you drink.